So we need to find out the value of the given trigonometric expression. So let us begin. What we'll do first, we will try to use the fact here that whenever we have tangent of negative theta, then this corresponds to negative tangent of theta. All we have done is express tangent of negative theta in terms of its allied angle theta as negative times tangent theta. This works as well for the cotangent function. So cotangent of negative theta will be negative cotangent of theta. So our expression corresponds to, now we have negative tangent of 225 degrees multiplied to negative cotangent of 405 degrees, minus we have negative tangent of 765 degrees multiplied to negative cotangent of 675 degrees, fine, which will be equals to, now we have negative times negative will become positive. We have tangent of 225 degrees multiplied to cotangent of 405 degrees. These are all angle values are measured in terms of degrees. Then we have negative times negative times negative. So this corresponds to negative. We have negative tangent of 765 degrees times cotangent of 675 degrees. Then instead of finding out the value of the original expression, we will find out the value of this new expression, which will essentially give us the same value. Now to find out this value, what we'll do, we will begin by finding each of the trigonometric ratios. So let's start with tangent of 225 degrees. The tangent of 225 degrees can be also expressed as tangent. So we'll work with our angle. We can express it as 3 times 90 degrees minus 45 degrees. Next, we have cotangent of 405 degrees, which can be also expressed as cotangent of, so if we take 5 times 90 degrees, that is 450 degrees, but we have exceeded 405 degrees by 45 degrees. Next, we come to tangent of 765 degrees, which will be equals to tangent of, so we'll take 8 times 90 degrees, so that's 720 degrees. We are short of 45 degrees to get to 765 degrees. And finally, we have cotangent of 675 degrees, which will be equals to tangent of, if we take 7 times 90 degrees, so that's 630 degrees, and we are short of 45 degrees. We at 45 degrees. Now, the reason why we have written our angles as a multiple of 90 degrees, that's because now in the first case, we have an odd multiple of 90 degrees. So whenever we have an odd multiple of 90 degrees, then tangent function will get converted to a cotangent function. Now we'll have cotangent of 45 degrees. We'll come to the sign. It could be either plus or minus. That will depend on which quadrant angle 225 lies. We'll come to that in a moment. Then we have cotangent of 5 times 90 degrees. So 5 is an odd number, so cotangent must change to tangent. Now we'll have tangent of 45 degrees. Next, we have tangent of 8 times 90 degrees. Now 8 is an even number, so tangent will remain as tangent. So we have tangent of 45 degrees. And finally, we have tangent of 7 times 90 degrees plus 45, 7 being an odd number, so tangent will convert to cotangent, so cotangent of 45 degrees. Now let's talk about the sign for each of the cases. So here we have a coordinate system divided into 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, all trig functions are positive. In the second quadrant, sine and cosecant are positive. In the third quadrant, tangent and cotangent are positive. And in the fourth quadrant, cosine and secant are positive. Now coming to a problem, we'll start with 225 degrees. We have expressed that as 3 times 90 degrees minus 45 degrees. So 3 times 90 means we are in the third quadrant. And we're also subtracting 45 degrees from it. But since 45 degrees is less than 90 degrees, we are going to remain in the third quadrant. And in the third quadrant, the tangent and cotangent functions are positive. So we're going to get positive cotangent of 45 degrees. Coming to cotangent of 405 degrees, we have expressed 405 degrees as 5 times 90 minus 45. So 5 means we are going to be in the fifth quadrant, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth quadrant corresponds to the first quadrant. And we're also subtracting 45 degrees from it. Similarly, 45 being less than 90 degrees, we are still going to be in the first quadrant where all trigonometric functions are positive. Then coming to tangent of 8 times 90 degrees, plus 45. 8 times 90 means we are going to be in the fourth quadrant, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the 8th quadrant we are present, but we are also adding 45 degrees to it. So addition means we are going to go to the next quadrant, which is the first quadrant, where all trig functions are positive. And finally coming to cotangent of 675 degrees. Now 675 degrees is represented by 7 times 90 plus 45. So 7 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are in the third quadrant, but we are adding 45 degrees to it, which will take us to the fourth quadrant. Now in the fourth quadrant, secant and cosine are positive. That means all other trig functions are going to be negative. Now let's find out the value. So positive cotangent of 45 degree is positive 1. Tangent of 45 degree is going to be positive 1. Positive tangent of 45 degree is going to be positive 1. And negative cotangent of 45 degree is going to be negative 1. So we'll substitute this value in place of 1. The 1 now corresponds to 1 multiplied to 1 minus 1 multiplied to negative 1. That means we're going to get a value 2, which means that the value of a given trigonometric expression, so this has a value of 2.